Let me just say one thing before we start. Usually I'm the one that puts out the obscure joke and bombs. This time I was begging everybody. Nobody's going to remember Chris Webber played for Michigan. No, do it, they said. It'll get a nice laugh. And look what happened. Folks, let me tell you something. I practice affirmative action here at this show. Okay, look, today we got a Jew, an Italian, a black, and even a special needs person. We do it for the tax incentives. Should affirmative action be part of the college admissions process, John?
What?
We start off with you. You got that. Hey, you know, when you get the heat, you got to take the...
I was supposed to write some stuff? I think it's excellent. I think it's an excellent thing because you give the black student 20 points and we're even.
Oh.
Yes, we enslaved them for many years, but seriously, 20 points on the college application, that's a real bump.
We don't want your points.
What's that?
We don't want your points.
Thank you,
We
Ellen.
want your 40 acres and your mule. That's what we want. Because that's what was promised to us in the Emancipation
See, I
Proclamation.
can't have a mule in my apartment, so I don't even have one.
We don't want the apartment. We want the 40 acres. We want the real estate. And I want my 40 acres right between Bel Air and Brentwood. Right in there. That's where I want my 40 acres.
The black and the Jew are taking it. It was like the landlord and the tenant. Now, let me get a word in here. I'm a little split on this because I'm against affirmative action on college campuses, but I do understand it because when I think back when I went to college, if I wasn't sitting next to like an Asian kid or an Indian kid on a test, I would have flunked out in 3 weeks.
Well, they said a lot of the justices wouldn't comment, but Scalia and Rehnquist, who are known as the Nick DiPaolos of the court, actually said that Michigan made its standards too tough. And that's the problem. If they wanted to attract more minority students, either lower the standards or have more white girls on the brochure.
Yes. Let me ask you this. What were the standards when you got booted out of community college in Jersey 5 years ago?
It really hurt.
No, I know. Go ahead, what?
Listen, I don't think you guys understand, you know, what it's like for white kids today trying to get into college. And, you know, I don't think you know the heartbreak of losing out, not getting into Harvard because, you know, a black kid takes your place and you have to go to your safety school Brown. I mean, that's heartbreaking for these kids. And, you know, it's the kind of pain that doesn't go away just because your parents send you to Europe for 3 months in the summer.
But what about the average?
It's true.
You know what?
You know, a lot of times those kids have to backpack.
That's true. The thing is that that's the point that they're missing is that, first of all, they're not talking about normal white people. Those white people.
Why'd you look at him when you said normal white people?
I know.
Jesus, please.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
My
I'm
bad.
sorry.
My bad.
Normal, I like German pornography.
I know. I was looking at you and I wasn't getting normal. I wasn't getting normal at all. But
like a
I want to
German
play along
pornographer.
because I kind of like you a little
But
bit.
Carl, they keep using this excuse. It's good to have, diversity on campus so you can learn about other cultures. If you want about other cultures, don't go to college. Go to Epcot Center. You know what I mean? Come on. They act like white kids are going to show up on the first day. There's going to be black guys in grass skirts chasing a gazelle through the student union with a knife. And Spanish students having cockfights in the basement of the dormitories.
Now, let me ask you this. Here's what's weird about the affirmative action thing is that the Asians don't get any points, you know, because I guess they'd break, like, the thermometer on the whole thing.
Yeah, they don't need points. There's a billion of them.
I think
like
they do
roaches.
get points. I think they get points.
They don't get points.
They get double points. They get miles. I think they get both.
And it says some Spanish get it and some don't. Now, that's kind of strange.
The
So that means-
non-entertainers.
Really, they should all be getting about 60.
No, but I'm saying, isn't that kind of crazy? Like, you know.
But you know, it's not just a 20-point system. The whole system is like 150 points.
Right.
You get a point for an essay.
I said Spanish essay.
Very cute. That was
Thanks.
good. That was nice.
You told me to set you
was
up. I set you
good.
up.
No, I said tell me to do Reagan.
It's very West Coast. That was
Yeah, that was the
good.
West Coast.
That's very
That was in honor of La M.A., as they call it out there. in
Seriously though, Colin, when
21st Street.
does the show start?
The show starts with... We're going to... A couple of weeks of warm-ups on the air. But let me ask you this. Go ahead.
One of the problems, the court is split, and they really had been.
When did you start reading?
Yeah, exactly.
When did you start reading?
It's like
you don't even know the court was split in the NCAA tournament.
It was on tape.
No,
He was
he
listening
went
in
to
his
a
car.
site between,
court is split.
dirty.com.
I happen to know this because they didn't want to talk about quotas, so of course they wanted to ask Sandra Day O'Connor and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but neither one of them was available for comment because they had left the session early to make brownies and clean the toilets.
Did you just make a Ruth Bader Ginsburg joke?
I have to. I was obligated.
I thought it was going to be like a lesbian joke, and he comes along with this.
No.
I know, he didn't work
Look.
SARS or AIDS into that bit.
What about?
It was
But he
coming.
said-
That was part 2.
Now let me ask you this: the bottom line is, everybody says affirmative action. Ideally, yes. Of course, everybody thinks it's beautiful. But don't you think, if you really believe in affirmative action, you, as white males, I'll say, would give up your job right now? Because that's what you're asking other people to do, right?
No, that has nothing to do with
That's what
it.
I'm asking.
That has nothing to do
We're
with
not
it.
There's nothing
asking
to
you.
do
You're
with
not
it.
a white male. You're a black woman. Relax.
I am a black woman. You're so good at this. Thank you. That shit about yourself.
Well, go ahead. But that's a good question.
Well, there was a
Seriously,
discussion
I
upstairs.
ask a nice question.
But the
I'm very
question you're
proud
asking sounds
that
like
I say something intelligent.
It sounds
once
like
every
you're
4
firing me, and I don't like that.
I think we've settled a lot of things here. Nobody likes Chris Webber, and thank God I didn't bring up Jalen Rose like I was gonna.
Can I ask you a question?
Wow. Go ahead.
What do you do when there's a lull on the show?
I'll tell you. We use the popularity of the Daily Show. I run the Daily Show in the back on that during my show.
Is that true? What
so
time
if people
is it
are
on?
bored by my show, they can rewatch the Daily Show.
We don't mind if we go into law because we're following you guys. You have like 11 people watching. Nobody's gonna know. Yeah, I tried.
I know. Let me tell you people something.
My boss.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the truth. Everybody knows you should get your job on merit. You ask anybody, how'd you get your job? They say, I knew somebody who got theirs on merit, and then they got me in. Come on, folks, that's a good one, and you know it. We'll be right back.